generator. How far back does this go?
Alright, so the relationship between the manifesto and the generator goes so, yeah, like Egypt, pyramids.
Ancient Egypt. Are you listening?
What?
Interesting fact is that almost every pharaoh being a manifesto.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Evolution was working in a very different way. I mean, everything was operating different.
So in the sense that manifestors were seen as leaders, or they make the best leaders, so that they became pharaohs, obviously. Is that the case?
Well, they were the best leaders in the past.
Oh.
And currently we still have few very big leaders and manifestors. Vladimir Putin, he's a manifesto. Adolf Hitler, he's been a manifesto.
Okay.
All these guys, what you can see, you can feel it, even if you see it on a video. They have a very repelling and resistant aura.
Like a leadership quality.
Yeah, it's.
When you say
exactly.
resistant, what do you mean?
You cannot just influence them. They influence you. They are here to impact you.
So they're very strong-headed. They know what they want and they can influence other people.
They have close aura. It's something inherent in them. They are created in this way, so they can impact the world. This is what they have to do.
I mean, whether it's positive or negative, right? Because you mentioned Hitler, and Hitler's was very negative.
But at the same time, controversial as it is, Hitler did influence loads of people to do what he wanted them to do.
True, very true.
And so therefore he still had those traits. The fact that he uses them in a bad way is
it's down to choice, yeah.
Essentially they have the same skills.
And here we come to the most important thing. It doesn't matter what type you are. What is important is how aware you are. How aware. What this knowledge helps you is to be more aware of yourself, of the other.
So even if you have negative traits, to be aware of them, you can manage them efficiently. If you feel like something is causing other people distress, you can manage that. It's like you said, it's about the awareness behind the thoughts, the awareness behind your emotions, and that's when you're truly powerful, isn't it?
Totally right. Yeah, I mean, especially about the manifestos, they did a lot of stupid things in this world and a lot of beautiful things as well. So
why do you think that is? Do you think it's due to the lack of awareness?
Yeah,
or moral compass?
Absolutely. Lack of awareness and lack of awareness how you're influenced and what makes you
tick.
What makes you do a certain thing. What makes you
what's your motivation?
What's your motivation? What makes you take a certain decision? It helps you. Human design helps you being aware.
Do you think it's also intention? What's your intention behind doing something? Is it to hurt
as well, yeah.
or is it to love?
As well, yeah. Human design have a very interesting part in it where it can show you what is your motivation actually. And you have few motivations like fear, need, guilt, hope. Yeah. So.
And that's it. That's something that everyone has. Those are shared motivations that are common amongst everyone, despite their aura.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was so we've got generator, projector, manifestor, and the fourth one was.
And the fourth one.
Which one?
Which is we have a fifth one, but I'll tell you a bit later. The fifth one is a hybrid between a manifestor and a generator.
Does that have its own name, or did they just call them a hybrid?
It's called manifesting generator.
Okay.
Yeah,
Of
it's,
course.
I want to be a manifesting generator. Why am I stuck with just a generator?
Awesome. That sounds really awesome.
Isn't it?
Because
Hybrid.
You've got the traits from both.
Exactly.
You've got the leadership and the creative life force energy. Oh, that's dangerous. If in the wrong hands, in it.
yeah.
Okay, so what can you tell me more about the hybrid?
So, okay, yeah, we can go on the hybrid.
Or are they just literally just a combination of both? How you describe the manifestor to be and the generator?
Well, the difference between the manifestor and the manifesting generator and the generator is that the manifesting generator needs to deal with the anger of the manifestor and the frustration of the generator when they do not operate correctly as themselves.
Right, okay. So the generator feels frustrated when he's not doing something that he's passionate about.
Exactly.
And the manifestor feels angry when does he feel angry?
When he meets the resistance because he don't inform the people who he will impact.
Ah, okay. When
Because-
people don't listen to him, when things don't go his way.
He just don't inform them. Usually manifestos are not aware that when they do something, they just need to inform. That's all they have to do. Just inform. And this makes a whole difference in their life. They start to live in peace. Once they learn they have to inform what they are going to do, not asking, not
That's the problem.
just informing. No, let's say you have a child, a manifesto child.
Yeah.
This is one very, very angry child and very unstoppable child. You cannot control them. They are always
Angry
angry.
and unstoppable.
They are like, they are the children in the show who are
They're
like,
troublemakers.
oh, I want that.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
So I'm gonna ask here. So the children, and again, this is just hypothetical, and we're just throwing questions in the air. You know, this is developer child. This is how I do it. Let's say these serial killers, mass murderers, and that. Would you say that they show the traits of the angry type? Was that manifester?
Well, I don't know whether I'm right, but I'm guessing no.
So how would you
Yes,
how would you explain that? So that's what I'd like to know.
Can I guess first? Can I just give my
Yeah,
idea?
yeah.
Because I'm really passionate about deviance and serial killers and
Yeah, we can see the shine on your
people
face already.
People that break the rules.
Hint, hint, guys.
I've got a particular interest towards those kind of people. So my assumption is that they don't have to be manifestors. They are people that are from any aura or any category of aura, but they have, I think there's more of a psychological aspect. So they experience trauma in their lives, or they've got their what you were saying, their motivation is different. It might be the lack of awareness. It may be the motivation they have to either prove a point or to heal themselves in some way, or heal their emotional trauma in some way. But yeah, I feel Gaz's turn to tell me whether I'm right or not. His question, it was about do serial killers and all those kind of people that commit crime, are they, do they particularly have to be manifestors?
no.
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 They could be from any category.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It can be everyone. I mean, even the most uncommon type of aura, which
Right.
is the reflector,
Right.
they estimate only 1% of the world. The reflectors, they reflect back.
That's the fifth type.
That's the fifth type.
Okay, so the fifth type was, so the fourth type was the generator manifestor, and the last type is the reflector.
The reflector.
So what are reflectors?
The reflector, okay, I don't know any reflector yet. I never met, or maybe I've met, but I don't know they are, because I didn't make the... But
It's a very rare type.
very rare type. Only 1% of the world reflector.
Do you know any examples of the rare type from what you've
So any famous
researched?
people? Are there any famous people that were reflectors?
I can check, but right now I
We can let you know in the comments below. Okay, so do you know any traits of the reflector that you can tell us today?
Well, yeah, of course. The reflector has a very resistant, and he's sampling the auras of the other, and he has a resistant and sampling aura. Is not a very specific aura. You know, it's like it's just fluctuating, and you know it sees you. All right, so I take this aura, and it becomes you the same.
Right, so when you say something, if I was a reflector right now, I would look at you and judge your aura type and just take it on and become that.
Yeah.
So I'm reflecting who you are.
Yeah.
Well,
That's actually something that sociopaths do, or psychopaths. So that comes back to your question on maybe that there's a reason why reflectors are 1%.
that's very interesting. So if they're not aware, can they still do that? If they're not aware about this human design
I
and
think
about
so.
their aura, they can still do it, or they can do it naturally?
Of course, yeah. I mean, you are who you are. It doesn't change you if you know something interesting about human design is even if you know your type of aura, you cannot change it. You cannot.
You're still gonna do it.
You continue the life is the same. It's just you're more aware. It helps. What it helps is only your awareness, nothing else.
So-
It helps you to be more aware.
So what happens if we just had a conversation where I wanted to kind of like switch between auras? It wouldn't be possible.
No, you cannot change.
I'm really glad you said that because that's something I've been explaining to him for quite a while now. That everyone has their own energy type, and that we had a discussion the other day where he said that he could switch between every energy type as long as he was aware of doing that.
Wait, I didn't say that. I wanted to do that.
Well, yeah, you wanted to do that, and I was saying that I don't think that's possible.
Well, if the fifth energy type can read and then reflect, what I'd do is I'd read and then complement. So what is the purpose of me being able to read an energy, like let's say the generator, right, or the manifestor, both have their individual traits. Why would I want to be like them? I would like to be what they need and hence complement them. You know, is there a sixth type? Have I invented a sixth type here? I'm gonna call it the Vel. What do you folks think? Comment below, innit?
What's the type of an aura that wants to have his own type, named after himself? What's the name of someone so self-important?
Well, a lot of adjectives being thrown about.
No, but that's actually a really good point. That's a really smart point. So being able to reflect. So you can't change into another aura, but the reflectors do just that. They reflect the other person's aura. So how does that work?
What the reflector does is he is here just to see if you are being yourself. Actually, he's here to be surprised. This is the signature of the successful reflector: is surprising. He's disappointment or surprisement. You know, it's very
Surprising himself or surprising other people?
Yeah, surprise of the other. That's the reflector, you know.
Okay, so to make sure that the other person is being themselves.
Yeah, because if you go to a reflector, let's say you met a reflector and you are not being yourself, and immediately recognize that. Immediately. And he will be disappointed. You'll be disappointed.
And what would he do about it? Would he become that fake person that you're trying to embody?
Yeah, and he will be disappointed.
And why does he do that? Is it to
It's a natural thing. He don't do it consciously. It just wants.
Right.
It's a mechanics. Mechanics. It's very.
So it's not to try and get into your good books, but it's just because you're being fake, I'm going to be fake back to you.
It's very unconscious thing. It just happens, and he's
Right.
he's like, why I'm disappointed. You know, he don't know. He's not aware.
It's
He
someone
just
that
is-
likes authenticity and truthfulness.
Exactly.
Okay. I think I've met people like that. Apart from reflecting, did they do anything? Did they have anything to offer the world? No offense to
Actually-
reflectors.
Yeah.
Or do they just go around being disappointed? Oh.
When I start asking you, I start to think more about this because this is the least amount of time I spend on a reflector because they're only 1%. I was not very interested in them, but
My friend, you know 1% control the world, yeah? Have you heard about that?
1% of the people are the most powerful people.
Maybe they're the ones who are the reflectors. Oh, here's another conspiracy theory.
Hello.
yeah, I have to see a famous reflector here. I know a famous projector actually because projectors are on the rise. They're the
They are, yeah. I read a couple as well. Who are you going to say?
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama, yeah. And then I read a couple out for you as well when I was reading hers. Obama, there was...
The Queen, you know, the Queen, the British Queen.
The
Really?
Queen.
Yeah, she's a projector.
Step up, love. So far, the President of America and the Queen.
Marilyn Monroe.
Hey! My favorite. The iconic beauty Marilyn Monroe. Aphrodite.
I don't know what the bird of the
If she even exists. Of course she did. She went to a rock. Yeah, she must. Okay, so actually, I didn't ask you. Were there any famous examples of? Oh no, you did tell me manifested generators. That was like Hitler and everything, wasn't it? That slipped my mind.
I can tell you an example, very good example of manifesting generators. Famous manifesting generator. That's Elon Musk.
Ooh.
That's the Tesla, the very Tesla guy. Nikola Tesla. That's the first man on the moon,
Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong.
Wow.
These are people which are very brave, you know,
Wow.
and they usually they have a lot of energy to continue to do certain things.
But you say that, but you say Barack Obama is also a projector, and we know projectors aren't full of life force. We're more channeling the energy. So how did he become president?
Well, he was recognized, you know, as being a good leader, and
So you think that motivated him to get to the top?
he was chosen. He was chosen, you know. It's very difficult for a projector to just do something. You know, he don't like to do things by just like that. He needs to feel recognized for what he's doing, and
So you think the public vote kind of made him?
yeah.
Well, technically, even before, isn't it? Because in order to make that decision, you need a significant amount of support.
Yeah.
So, which would have led to his triumph.
Projectors need a lot of support. They are made, just their life is made to be very, the social dynamics must be present, you know.
So, what would
a lot of people.
Sorry, I was going to ask.
Not a lot of people, just need to be around good people.
I totally understand that.
What's Donald Trump's aura?
He's a manifesting generator.
Aye!
Emotional one.
Yeah, we can see that.
So it's a very powerful aura which
Oh, that's problematic.
So, would you put what's his name? Is it Prime Minister of the North Korea, Kim Jong Un?
Kim Jong Un.
he's a projector. I've checked him.
He's a projector.
If I get his
You're
date
gonna
of
give me a
birth
heart attack in
correct.
this chair right now.
Yeah, you know, all the types can be very destructive if they don't, if they are not aware. Awareness makes type, you know, useful.
Useful, yeah. So being able to just be aware of who you are, you can kind of channel, like, you know, use that and manipulate yourself in the best way possible.
Exactly.
Wow.
You know, let's say if I know that you're emotionally fine and I spend some time with you, I'll start to feel very emotional and I'll be like,
Why
is
is
that
that?
me? Why am I behaving like this?
Why?
Is that me?
Why would you feel more emotional?
Yeah.
Do you feel emotional being around me?
I have no emotions. I have no heart. I am a robot.
Why, it doesn't work for me.
And let's say if I
So you were saying I have emotional authority. So that means I'm very emotional.
yeah, and also emotions are a very reliable way of making decisions. If you make your decisions when you're emotionally clear, when you are excited, you shouldn't make decisions. When you are depressed or
agree with that.
you're in pain, you shouldn't make decisions.
I agree with that.
Because this is not awareness. This is just the energy. It's not the awareness. You need to postpone your decision until you feel clear and like.
I shouldn't make decisions when he doesn't feed me. Okay. Alright, so just to summarize, we went through all the 5 aura types, energy types. We discussed all the traits. You were amazingly informative, so thank you. And any final thoughts?
Well,
You said that, you just quickly mentioned that it's also, so the benefits behind knowing these things is to be aware of yourself, also to be more clear about your relationship dynamic, whether you're making the right choices, and it helps towards parenting as well, so that you can parent your child in a particular way depending on what energy type he is. Is that right?
yeah.
Yeah, so it has loads of benefits. I hope this helped. Thanks.
What I'm thinking, you know, the best thing about human design is it just helps you to stop punishing yourself and comparing yourself with other people. This is maybe the most valuable thing in this system.
That's beautiful.
You're just, you know, you just realize that if your identity is open, you know, you start to be okay. You start to realize that you are not here to be like, let's say, your friend who is very certain about who he is, or let's say if your mind is open, you suddenly realize that you are not created to be very certain in the things which you know. You are here to recognize the people which are certain in the things which they know.
And just be yourself.
Yeah, and just
So that's the most important thing to learn. Also, love yourself, accept yourself. You are perfect just the way you are.
yep.
Everyone is perfect just the way they are.
Brilliant. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you, Vaz. If the audience had any more questions or thoughts or opinions, can they get in touch with you on the socials?
Well, yeah, I have a YouTube channel which I'll give you guys, or maybe you can put on the description.
Yes, for sure.
And I have as well WhatsApp and Viber.
That's going to be a lot of WhatsApp messages, my friend. I don't think you want to give your
You're
WhatsApp
very-
number.
You're very popular after this. So maybe not. WhatsApp is the best idea.
Alright.
But it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that.
And thank you.
That was Maya and that was Vaz. And this is Dayya Season 4 here in Ayia Napa.
Yay!
Woo!